श्री गुरु तेग बहादुर साहिब के 350वें शहीदी दिवस को समर्पित पंजाब सरकार की श्रद्धा और सत्कार से भरपूर पहल। पंजाब के 23 जिलों में गुरु साहिब के जीवन और बलिदान को दर्शाते लाइट एंड साउंड शो। श्रीनगर, गुरदासपुर, फरीदकोट और तख्त श्री दमदमा साहिब, तलवंडी साबो से अनंतपुर साहिब तक 4 महान नगर कीर्तन तथा 23, 24 और 25 नवम्बर को अनंतपुर साहिब में होने वाले भव्य समागमों में मुख्यमंत्री सरदार भगवंत सिंह जी मान की ओर से सभी को नतमस्तक होने का हार्दिक अनुरोध। आइए अपनी अटूट श्रद्धा और सत्कार के साथ इन समागमों का हिस्सा बने।
And there are some wild promises that they've made this time around, like 2 lakh rupees for women. So how do you look at the fulfillment of these promises? Because the opposition has transfixed its attacks on these, poll promises that the NDA has made this time around.
Well, yes, it's going to be challenging, considering that it's not only Bihar. If you see over the last 2.5 years, cutting across political lines, we see political parties having made such promises, be it the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh too. So I think that's a matter which concerns the entire country, and I think sooner or later, these issues will have to be dealt with in terms of finances, how much these schemes are sustainable. But nonetheless, Nitish Kumar's track record in terms of delivery of social sector schemes, especially for women, that has earned him a huge goodwill among the people, especially women. And that got translated very clearly this time around. Not only this time, but in the past also we have seen, those who have covered the 2010 elections also, they've seen the sort of goodwill that he's created. And it's a new sort of genre of politics in Bihar, which was unthinkable, say, 15 or 20 years back. But I think more than that, politically speaking, it's going to be a very interesting thing to watch how things evolve between BJP and Janata Dal United in Bihar. Because remember that Nitish Kumar as a face represents a very large chunk of the non-Yadav OBC Mahadalit votes, which when dovetailed with the BJP gives it a huge edge over any opposition led by RJD in Bihar. Now Bihar is a very typical case. Whereas in UP and other states, BJP has evolved its own leaders, homegrown leaders, who have catered to this constituency. Keshav Maurya, as I was mentioning earlier, he comes from the backward community. So it has happened in various states where BJP has its own homegrown backward classes leaders. Because of the rise of Nitish Kumar in Bihar in 2005, that space or that vacuum has remained, vacant within the JDU. Within the BJP for a very long period in time, and which is probably why they have had, difficulty in finding strong faces. If you were to look at Lalu, Nitish, who can have a pan-state sort of an image or an appeal. So will be the BJP in the next couple of years be able to overcome this deficiency within the party and the organization and structure that it has built over the last 2 decades will be very important. See, what used to happen earlier, Smita would can elaborate also on that the Deputy Chief Minister being Sushil Kumar Modi, who was from the BJP, and Nitish Kumar, they formed a very good team. But Sushil Modi remained, the Deputy Chief Minister, and despite the party's growth nationwide, BJP continued to play the second fiddle in Bihar. It has worked well for the party at the center, but will the BJP remain satisfied with that position is going to be interesting.
And coming back to you, Smita, if you could elaborate on what Sumit said, because that partnership and the current partnership are poles apart. But as far as the governance is concerned and also delivery of these free promises are concerned, they need fiscal prudence as well. Do you think the first 100 days will be challenging or a cakewalk?
It would have been challenging. It would have been challenging if it was a new incumbent taking charge. If a new government was coming to power, removing the previous incumbent, and taking things in their hands for the first time. Here, there is a wonderful continuity, a political stability, which we are all seeing. Nitish Kumar, as you have already flagged, is taking oath as Chief Minister for the 10th time. And if you look at it in terms of the years, it says he has already completed 4 terms. And today he begins his fifth term in office. So there is a wonderful continuity. Some people may resent that continuity, but then in a state like Bihar, which had gone, which had fallen so far back in terms of development in the GDP in every sphere, in fact, of governance, a certain amount of continuity may not be such a bad thing, because when you start a certain job, you need to take it to a logical conclusion. If you start certain projects, if you have a vision to bring back the state, it was like bringing it back from the brink. Almost, we've all seen it with our eyes. We've lived it, in fact.